What's up, people? Nature Girl 30 here, and this is another mini Q&A 142, I believe. I could be wrong, but you guys will see the title, so you'll know for yourself. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me for this mini Q&A. If I sound exhausted, it's because I am. But you guys did so much by sending me these questions for me to do these things, and it's hard to believe that it has been 140 plus of these things. So that is the reason why I decided to just do this and do this Q&A for you guys, because you guys were awesome enough to send me questions. So let's get started with the first set of questions that I have from Largest85. Your first question for me is, what are your thoughts on those guys who had their Twitter accounts banned for sending Eva Marie death threats? Good for them. Well, good for Twitter for banning them, because honestly, death threats aren't cool. They'll never be cool. You might not like Eva Marie, just don't like the character, but for crying out loud, don't threaten to kill her. Come on. It's a bit far-fetched, y'all. But I'm happy that Twitter finally did something about it. Second question for me is, what are your thoughts on all those people who are celebrating Cena's injury, like Tyrone Magnus? Tyrone Magnus is the biggest Cena hater on YouTube. Well, second to a few. But honestly, get over it. You might not like John Cena, but don't wish the guy harm. That's kind of a bit far-fetched. Do you think? That's just me. I think that's a bit too much. But that's just my opinion. I'm not really cool with people wishing the guy dead or harm or stuff like that. Do you think Dustin Nunn is annoying like the rest of us do? I don't have any beef towards Dustin Nunn. I think Dustin Nunn actually has pretty interesting questions. Very nice questions, to be honest with you, so I got no beef. What are your thoughts? I mean, what questions have hurt your feelings from other users? What questions have hurt your feelings from other users? Sorry, I'm exhausted. There hasn't really been a lot of questions that hurt my feelings. There have been more questions that have annoyed me more than anything else. Mostly for questions that were really negative towards friends of mine. And you pretty much know who they are, or what I'm talking about, and I'm just not going to go too deep into that. But there have been more people asking those questions, but lately there hasn't been, and I feel blessed for that not happening so often. But yeah, it mostly hurt me because they were hurting my friends. It's not hurting me personally. So yeah, you pretty much know what those questions are for those that actually have been watching my Q&As. And your last question for me is, who would you rather hang out and Netflix and chill with, Freddie or Rico? I would love to meet Freddie. I've always wanted to meet Freddie. I love that guy. He is amazing. Great video, great creativity. He actually got me into watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, and I enjoy that show. But since Freddie lives in the UK, there's pretty much, and he's not coming to WrestleMania 32, so there's really no way for me to meet him. So the only person that has access to me, well, not really access to me, but the only person that lives in the same country I do is Rico. So I would definitely love to meet and chill out and hang out and watch Netflix with Rico. He'd probably be a cool dude to hang out with. Like, that's just my opinion. But yeah, definitely Rico. Whenever I have the opportunity to go to the UK, I would definitely visit Freddie, or at least look him up, because I know he's a really busy guy and he's really tough to find. Because of how busy he can get. But let's move on to the questions that I have via YouTube, and the first set of questions comes from Dustin Nunn. Did you know that the Wii is backwards compatible with GameCube accessories, GameCube controllers, GameCube wireless controllers, and GameCube game disc and GameCube memory cards? No, I did not know, and that is a pretty interesting tidbit. But GameCube games were pretty cool, so hey, that's actually pretty awesome. Did you know that the Wii U is backwards compatible with Wii and Wii U games? Probably not be backwards compatible with Wii U games, so probably more Wii games. Not really surprised there. I wouldn't be surprised if people if the Wii actually do want people to go back and play Wii. You know what I mean. Did you know that the small redesigned PS1 is a portable Sony PlayStation 1? because of the 5-inch LCD screen that goes with it. And plus, it has an AC adapter that helps power the system up. That actually is pretty interesting. I have been a huge fan of PlayStation 1, but honestly, I wouldn't go back to it and play it because it is broken. But anyway, moving on. What did you think of Dragon Ball GT? Do you think it needs to be rewritten? No. Do you think Dragon Ball GT really sucks? It's not that the fact that it sucks, it's just because it ran its course. I'm tired of seeing Goku small. It was nice to see Goku get bigger and gain more power as time went on, but it just came a bit redundant when he became a kid again, and Trunks ended up becoming the dad to his little sister and his uncle. It was just weird. So, and they went to all these different places and all different kinds of galaxies. So honestly, sorry. Like I said, I just thought it ran its course. I still like Dragon Ball. I still enjoy the movies. It's just that I wasn't a big fan of GT. Still not. But anyway, moving on to Music Harmony. What do you think of all the death threats that Eva Marie gets? It's sad. Eva Marie has the best heel heat I have ever seen a woman have since Vicky Guerrero. And she can ride that to the freaking moon. And I will be all cool with that. Because we need a good heel. We need a super heel that everybody hates to make that belt worth something. And even though the NXT Divas division there is top notch at its game, you still want it to stay fresh. You still want to have that super heel that everybody hates to take the belt away from the babyface to still make that belt worth something and make it more interesting. She's the super heel. She can do it. Seriously, she can. She's not that bad of a wrestler. She may need a little work, but she's getting there. And she's a super heel with super heel heat. Ride it to the freaking moon. That's my opinion. I mean, that's how I see it. Ride it to the moon. You will make that belt worth something. So, yeah. So, the fact that people are giving her death threats is ridiculous. It really is. Do you have any coworkers that you don't like? And if so, why or why not? I really don't have any coworkers that I don't like. And if I didn't like them, it really wouldn't be a big deal to me. Because it's not that I see them every day. I mean, I do see them at work, but it's just like, it's not a big deal. I work with them so long, they pretty much kind of get an idea on how I am, and I get an idea on how they are. So if anything that I do that bugs them, I just keep my distance from that, and then they do the same thing with me. We have that courtesy. So I really don't have any beef towards them at all. But anyway, moving on from there, is Chris Brown right or wrong for hitting Rihanna? Okay. That was a long time ago. And I think that everybody would agree that Chris Brown kind of went too far. But from what I heard, it was a possibility that Rihanna actually hit him too, and she was wrong as well. Thoughts on Adam Lanza, the Sandy Hook shooter, who killed those children in 2012. Anybody that kills kids, it's sad, man. It really is sad, and it shouldn't have happened like that. Really shouldn't. And it's sad. I guess there's really nothing more for me to say about that. But moving on to my final one from Final Limits. Is Rowan Blanchard looking for attention with all these controversial social media posts? I can't say that she's looking for attention, but I will say this. A lot of whether they're young YouTubers or whether they're just young starlets or young stars, they're using Twitter as their, as their stage to kind of vent or say however they feel and spat out any kind of philosophy that's in their head. And Jaden Smith is definitely a huge example on how a young person can use Twitter as their platform of whatever comes out of their brain. And in this case, life is going to be a teacher. Life is a teacher in general, and these kids are in a very sheltered environment. Once they start growing up and seeing a lot of things, then their whole behavior and their ideals will definitely change, like life changes. So in a way, I don't think it's attention. I just think that this is how she really sees things. Why'd you defend her last time? Like I said, I had no beef with what she said the first time because it actually did sound kind of innocent. But at this point, when I did see some of the ones that you did send me, I'm like, yeah, this girl is definitely coming from a very jaded world. And that's just my opinion about it at this point. Can she get her show canceled on Disney from her attention-seeking controversial post? No, I don't think she will because Disney's not that stupid. Disney knows that Girl Meets World is one of the top, number one shows on their network at this point. Well, on their channel at this point. And I don't think that they're stupid enough to let it all go because of a few things she said on Twitter. That's just my opinion of it. But I don't think it's going to go on to college. I think it's going to probably stop at high school. I think that season 3 is going to be their last. That's just my opinion. And I know I've said that multiple times. And I think not your last question. How do you feel? How did you feel about her post? Do you agree or disagree from that attention-seeking teenager? And I know that's your opinion. That's how you feel about her. Her post this time really did seem pretty jaded. And coming from somebody who's in their 30s, that's kind of experienced what she has experienced somewhat, it is pretty jaded and it is pretty naive in how she's thinking. But this is coming from a 14-year-old girl that has not experienced life yet. And so from somebody that has experienced it, then yeah, I don't agree to most of her posts, but those are her opinions. That's how she sees the world. Even though, in my opinion, it's very naive and a bit jaded. But that's how she sees it at this point. Do you think that Girl Meets World should do a controversial episode on racism, where someone insults Zay for being black, similar to the bully episode? The only thing that I will say about that is I don't want it to be similar to the bully episode because the bully episode was too safe. If you want to be controversial, you got to have a person. You got to have a body to represent what your cause is or represent what the overall story is and not be afraid of it. If they are bold enough to talk about religion and beliefs and God and Jesus on the air, then what they should do is that they should have an actual person to be in the story to represent what's really going on and not go the safe route by doing the whole fourth wall crap. Like seriously, get somebody. They did that before. No, it wasn't before. It wasn't with Zay. I think it was with Farkle. But the thing is that if they actually get somebody from the team or from the football team, basketball team, a jock, whatever, something typical, and actually make him into an actual character that doesn't like Zay because he's black. Do that. Be bold. Make a statement by having a person that represents exactly what you're talking about so people will be able to relate more to it because that's what they want to do in the first place. So honestly, I think they should actually do that. But instead of doing the whole fourth wall safeness stuff. But yeah, I'm all for a controversial episode. They made enough they didn't really make a lot of controversial episodes. They made maybe a few, but they still remain safe. But I really think that if they want to go the Boy Meets World route, they really do need to be a little bit more controversial and actually bring on the drama. But that's just me. And yeah, I'm all for it. I do agree with you. They really do need to do an episode on racism and actually do the right definition of it in this context. And just go full on out what racism really means. Not prejudice, but racism. And if you don't know what it means, look it up at dictionary.com or your Webster's Dictionary if they still make those. But guys, that is it for me. Thank you so much for sending me questions. I know if I sound a bit nasal, I'm a bit under the weather. But y'all are awesome for sending me questions. And if you have any more questions for me, by all means, send it to me via YouTube or on Twitter at RKH30, hashtag NatureGirlQ&A. It's NatureGirl30 signing off. Oh, wait, not yet. But, I did do a Royal Rumble predictions video. It's already done. It's already edited. It just needs to be posted up on YouTube. And once it is, I will actually put it up in the box up there because it's going to be a very interesting card. It's a huge change for the Royal Rumble. And I really am looking forward to it. And I do want to hear your thoughts on it. So when I put it up, by all means, leave a comment on that video. And I'm curious to hear y'all's thoughts about the Royal Rumble. But other than that, guys, that is it for me. If you have any more questions, by all means, send them to me via YouTube or on Twitter. This NatureGirl30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. Later.